Ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody is well and enjoying their week. You will have noticed that there is a new intro. In fact, there'll be a new outro as well. So if you caught yesterday's video where I was looking at mashup decks of tarot and playing cards, I explained that all of the videos, even the live streams that I was doing over the last, 7 to 10 days, I've been hit with copyright claims. And I couldn't understand why, because any music I use is royalty free. It's just the iMovies tunes. And I did yesterday's video and deliberately didn't put the intro on. But just in my kind of hurry to get the video uploaded and doing things so many times, I've done, I think it's 1,300 videos. I just automatically dropped the outro in automatically without thinking it through. And again, I got a copyright claim. So I went and had a look, and literally the 10-second outro clip, which I paid for, so I bought it from a creator who created me the intro and outro, is what's being disputed, as a copyright infringement. So I've removed them, even though I've used them for 18 months, easily 18 months, and I had no issues until the last week. Whether the person I bought it from, maybe they're not keeping their license renewed or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, I removed it and then just recorded my own intro and outro. And people seem to like the coziness of the ones that are less corporate, shall we say. Anyway, that's not the reason why I'm here. I just thought I'd explain why there's a new intro and outro. I've been sent 2 decks by Schiffer for the purpose of review. One is the Poe Tarot by Tricia Lee Sufelt, and I'm excited to take a look at that. But today we're going to be looking at the Outsider Art Tarot by Rita Rose. Now, I don't know anything about this. This is a fairly new deck. I think it was 1st of March. I know we're coming to the end of March. Well, I believe it was 1st of March when this was released. So it's fairly new. And it retails at $24.99 in dollars. It says in the UK, if you go to Amazon, that it was released on the 22nd of March, which was only a week ago. So, but it's out of stock on Amazon, but I'm sure they'll get more in. So the box is lovely. I'm really enjoying the box. On the back, it says, "Delight your senses and your sense of humour with this colourful, whimsical and rebelliously unique 78 card tarot deck." So the premise is the Outsider Art Tarot, and the creator themselves class themselves as a bit of an outsider. So it's very expressive art. It's very unique. There's very weird and wonderful things happening. But it will certainly be one of those decks that challenges you, and interesting to see what's being depicted for the particular cards. With vibrant art created in the raw, intuitive outsider art or art brut style, this deck follows the traditional symbolism of the tarot in a creative, quirky but highly accessible way. Here you'll find pierced and pointy-breasted maidens questing on unicorns, double-faced shamans, turkey queens, elephant angels, and the never-ending dance of light and dark throughout. That sounds interesting. And then here it says, a tool to spark the user's own creativity, rebellious side while following traditional tarot symbolism. For the unapologetic creative outsiders of the world, including lovers of odd and whimsical art, tarot card practitioners of all levels, and students of esoteric wisdom traditions. Highlights a particular form of art, outsider art, which is raw, intuitive, and unabashed. Each archetypal card contains many layers of meanings and is infused with alchemical, astrological, and esoteric symbolism from several magical and shamanic traditions, different paths leading to the same final destination within. The accompanying guidebook presents clear explanations for each card, including reversals and bonus meanings that the artist received directly whilst downloading her art from the creative ether. Let the power of this revolutionary deck transform you from the inside out. So that's quite interesting. That kind of sounds like there's some sort of like channeling, but certainly being led by intuition, and also layering the different shamanic traditions, and using symbolism, you know, alchemical, astrological, and esoteric symbolism to take you on that journey within. So the box is lovely, but Schiffer, you know, cannot be faulted for their packaging. This is really nice. I love this black and white checkered effect. There's a little bit about the creators here. Rita Rose, the artist and author, is a writer, teacher, self-taught artist, mystery school initiate, and tarot card practitioner. Then we've got Jana Pasek, photographer and graphic designer, award-winning photographer as well as an artist, graphic designer, and creative visionary. Jana took Rita's original tarot art and transformed it into the bold and colourful cards that make up the Outsider Art Tarot. Jana's website is there as well. So, oh, look at this. Oh, the cards are quite wide. Probably the, oh, I love the backs. Oh, look at the box. That's pretty amazing. Probably the size of Shimmering Veil, perhaps. Let's have a look at a card. Shimmering Veil. Yeah, pretty much the same size. Maybe a little bit wider, but that sort of tarot card size. Let's take the band off. It is a very thick deck, so the cardstock is really nice. It is matte. It's got a nice soft finish, silky finish. It looks like we get keywords as well. So King of Pentacles, abundant. Yeah, and this is a chunky deck. It is borderless on 3 sides, and the bottoms have, oh, it's Pip. Okay, I wasn't expecting Pip. I know not everybody's likes Pip decks, but yeah, cardstock is really nice. So yeah, as I said, it's borderless on 3 sides with a panel at the bottom, and we don't get keywords on the majors, but we do on the minors. Structure, 4 of Wands. So that's the cards. We've also got the book here, Outsider Art. We get an introduction, major arcana, minor arcana, the wands, cups, swords, pentacles, card spreads, and acknowledgement. So a little bit of an introduction about the deck. In 2018, after a particularly emotionally draining year. So we get a little bit of the history, some difficulties that she went through, going on a retreat, etc., meeting Jana. But why an Outsider Art deck? And then we go into the major arcana. What do we get? So for the cards, we get the number and title, a little bit of a write-up. We get the traditional meaning, and then the artist download. I like that, the artist download. The beginning of a great quest, openness to new experience, female empowerment. So that's how it goes through. Is it the same for the minors? You get less information for the minors. You just get some keywords here, which is a bit of a shame. I do feel like the minors perhaps let this deck down a little bit. These are the courts. I would have liked a little bit more, particularly if they are Pip, very Pip. you know, there's no scenic influences at all here. Then we just get tension in relationships. So we get indecision as a keyword, but then in the book, tension in relationships. Okay, Pentacles, nice colour backgrounds. Looks like they're colour coded for their backgrounds. Yeah, red for wands, blue for cups. We get black for swords, and then purple for pentacles. Okay, so let's have a look at the deck, and yeah, I'll come back at the end. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Is it a deck that I would have chosen for myself if I was in a shop or I'm looking online? Probably not. Is it one that I'm glad that I've got? Then yes. I often hear myself saying, and again with the exception of my RWS decks, you know, I want to bring in decks into my collection that are different, that are unique, or bring in something new. And this deck certainly does that. It's not an art medium that I'm necessarily comfortable with. Not that there's anything about it, but it's a deck I think that I'm going to have to sit with and spend time with. There are hits that I'm getting from it. The Empress, and how we've got Prince Charming here for the Empress card. And the little words and slogans and things that appear in it. Interestingly, we've got the Scientist for the Hierophant card. But yeah, it's definitely one. I do like the Lovers cards. I love the tattoos and things on the arms as well. But it's one to really sit with and digest and take in. And when it comes to the minors, when we get to the minors, let me show you here. These are keywords. Well, firstly, the aces are all gifts. You know, gift of joy, gift of beginnings, the gift of idea, which is great for the swords, isn't it? And then we've got the gift of gain. I really like the pentacles, actually. I like this yellow, this sketchy yellow pentacle with a rough black design on this purple background. I think it's really nice. I really like the pentacles. They're quite striking. They stand out. They're bold. But apart from the aces, you know, they are the associations that we would expect with the RWS. So we get balance. You know, we get structure for the 4 when you think of the images that we see with the RWS. Strife for 5, etc. Victory for 6 of Wands. So it's all there. Abundance for the 3. We've got love for the 2 of Cups. So when we get to swords for the 3, we've got heartache, I think it is, which we do, heartbreak, which we do associate with the 3 of swords. So they're great, almost like flashcards as well for for learning meanings of cards. Defeat for the 5. These are the courts as well, very similar art style. Juggling for the 2, juggling, balance. Mastery for the 3. Difficulties, the 5 of Pentacles, right? So yeah, it's all there. I do tend to, my heart sinks a little bit when I see a deck that's interesting, new, that's going to challenge me, and then I see pips that are very sort of pippish. That said, Tower of Witches, the 007 deck, I really love that one. So, you know, I can read with them because I can read with playing cards, you know, so, and there's keywords here to really help you. So if you are, you know, drawn to this art style, don't be too put off by the pips because, you know, the 4 of Swords is the 4 of Swords, and it says here, needed rest. And when we think of the image for the 4 of Swords in the RWS, that's what it conveys, you know. What's the Nightmare card for 8 of Swords is bondage, right? Anxiety for the 9. I noticed the 10 of Wands was something like burden because of that heavy burden that's being carried. Burdens. So it's all there. It's a nice quality deck. It's quite big. Love the backs. Really love the backs. Cardstock is nice. The book is okay, but I do think it's lacking a bit for the minors. Just having just a couple of keywords really, especially when you get quite a lot of information for the majors. Okay, so let me know your thoughts. It's a new deck. Do you have it? Is it one that you want to get? what are your thoughts of Outsider Art Tarot by Rita Rose? Do leave your comments below. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thank you for your time, everybody. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.